I feel a special responsibility, given that I happen to be an American, that I should be holding my own government accountable, and that I have a responsibility to present to the American public the other sides of the story. And so, I will say this, that throughout my career or my work in journalism, I've always gone to the other side of the barrel of the gun. When I was reporting from Yugoslavia, I was very young. I was not an experienced journalist. But what I felt that I could do, because I wasn't yet immersed in the history of it, the politics of it. I wasn't a diplomatic correspondent. I wasn't a traditional war correspondent. A lot of what I was doing during the 78-day NATO bombing was I would go to the site of a place that had been hit, whether it was the cluster bombing of the marketplace in Niš, or it was hitting of civilian buildings in Belgrade, or elsewhere around the country. And I would go there and I would simply talk to people about how those bombings impacted them, about what they saw, and told the stories of people who lost loved ones in that bombing or witnessed horrifying war crimes being committed with cruise missiles and cluster munitions. I think that is a core part of journalism when you're challenging empire, is to put a human face on it. And more recently, particularly since the Gaza genocide began in the aftermath of the October 7th, 2023 Hamas attacks against Israel, I've spent a lot of time interviewing leaders of Hamas, of Palestinian Islamic Jihad, of Hezbollah. More recently, I'm interviewing Iranian officials, because I believe that it is journalistic malpractice to just allow the United States to set the narrative on who they're fighting. And it's cartoonish, the portrayals of all of these forces. And so in a democratic society, the role of journalists is not to parrot the propaganda of the powerful or to just take the word of the government for who the quote unquote enemy is, but to actually do our own reporting. And I have never seen a more intense effort in the United States to criminalize interviewing people that are labeled as official enemies of the United States, to the point where the White House recently accused me personally of engaging in what they called abhorrent America Last behavior, because I had the audacity to interview Iranian officials who turned out to be telling the truth, that were telling me that it was in fact Steve Witkoff in the United States asking for negotiations and not Iran.